Rassie, maybe just let's start with Evan, the injury there, how bad is it, and all the other injuries, maybe just give us an update there.
Yeah, I think let's start with positive news to have Jasper back is fantastic after how many weeks. He's been really a supreme trainer the last 8 weeks, elite trainer. So hopefully he can become a lead rugby player this weekend. Very glad to have him back. Paddy Andre is not ready yet. He's now out for a few, 8 weeks, 6 weeks under Esterhuizen. He's not ready, and then that's why I've just got that list here. Not to make it doom and gloom, because I really think we do have a great team that we're putting on the park with a few guys missing out, still on selection who could easily have slotted in. So Salman is out, John Klein we know, RG is out now for 6 weeks, Lodewijk is out, Franco's out, added another 2-3 weeks to, because they did late surgery on him. The bone didn't fix itself. I'll get to Evan now. Evan de Roos is out, Herschel is out, Faf is out, Andre Esterhuizen, Henku, Edwell, Damien Willemsen. I'm not going to name names here of guys who hasn't really been in the mix with us. So those are the guys that we really considered and hoped to play some test match rugby here. So as we announced the team last night with Eben out, and of course if you don't train on a Monday, on Monday morning, Sunday we pick the team, and Monday morning we announce the team internally with Eben out, and because our policy, if you can't train on a Monday, you can't play on Sunday. And there Eben goes into the whole training session on Monday. So obviously I have to look at how this afternoon goes, and then tonight have a chat with all the players. And if we are going to make a change, because he might have miraculously recovered, and Doc said there is some science behind that. It is not just the will to play and the big occasion and the All Blacks. It's actually, there's some science behind it. So if that's the case, we'll be too happy. It will be very unlucky who of Elrich, Marco, Kwacha will be left out. I think that will be a call between the three of them. But we'll think clearly, and we'll see how Peter Steff moves, and tonight we'll make that call.
Rassie, what is exactly
It's a meniscus. It's a meniscus, but not a meniscus with trauma meniscus. So, it's a meniscus in a scrum. You know, from him changing feet from one foot to another foot in a scrum on his own. So it's not where somebody ran onto him and got a whole tear on the thing and everything is to pieces. He just Don loves scrums. So on this side there was a hell of a lot of scrum, kilogram, and this guy's side was a hell of a lot of kilogram. And Eben had to move his feet, and that kilogram was coming onto this side. And he twisted his knee a little bit. So hopefully the mechanics is also not, shows also not big trauma. And hopefully that. Well, Q20, yeah, he's here 15.
You mentioned Andre Esterhuizen after 6 weeks. What is the extent of using him?
Who's that? Sorry again?
Andre Esterhuizen.
Andre, I think it's 12 weeks, 3 months. I think it's a shoulder. I'm sorry, I've got such a long list here now, and it was always when they get surgery, they somebody do three things. They fix 2-3 things that's been bothering them. But I think the longest one is going to be a shoulder for 3 months. It was you. Who asked you? Sorry, sir.
In terms of Peter Steff at 4, are you quite confident with him there? And who on the bench sort of might come on there if needed? And did you ever think of maybe calling up old Marvin Ori with your bit of a crisis in that position?
Yeah, a lot of guys has gone through our list. You know, the list. It's like A to I spreadsheet, but it goes to M. With players on the other side, on the under 20s, under 15s. So the list goes like that on each position. And then you go over guys like Charles de Pre, Dan de Pre, you got, what's his name, Marco Jansen van Rensburg is in the mix. Because we're tracking all of those guys, and we see how they're doing, and we're keeping track of their stats and their injuries and those kind of things. There's a few locks who play for Harlequins, Herbs, is a very good four locks daar hiernaast wat vir hulle speel. So yes, there's been a lot of names on the table, but also having, for example, with all the injuries we have today, having Peter Steff in Rowan starting with Ben Jason covering middle lock, Jasper covering front lock, and and then still you have three loose forwards on the bench, Marco, Elrich, and Kwaga. With Elrich that can play 7 as well, and then on the other hand you've got Salman who's ready next week, and Eben is maybe ready tonight. So we look at everybody, but we try and make a calculated call.
Rassie, Brendan from Octafield. The All Blacks have been, the world number one for the better part of the last 30 plus years. The power dynamic in world rugby has obviously changed over the last 4 or 5. How do you as a team strike a balance between respecting the All Blacks, which they deserve, obviously, and not being overconfident after all the success you've had over the last few years?
No, we'll be stupid if we don't respect them. We'll be bad coaches. We'll be stupid players. We'll be arrogant nation. We'll be quickly put back in our place at number 6 or 7 where we started. It's a team that beat England at home. It's a team that lost to Argentina. We've lost to Argentina. It's a team that has lost to Argentina before. It's a team that brought up, we beat them only by 1 point in the World Cup. And so I just think people must understand, although Razor is a fantastic coach and you can be the best coach in the world, and New Zealand is a rugby mad country. If you lose Richie Mo'unga all of a sudden and the core of your Crusaders players isn't there and you've got a few injuries and you're trying this guy at 10 and you've got a captain out for the first 2 test matches and you strike Argentina on the wrong day, it's going to be the wrong day. And that doesn't make Razor a bad coach. You saw what happened the next week and now this weekend they're here. And me and him, I think, is exactly the same. Well, not size, I'm much bigger than him, fatter than him, but age. We played all our test matches against each other, all our Crusader matches, Cats matches, and Free State matches, Lions matches against each other. And yeah, I've had a few beers with him many a time in my life. He would know this stadium really well. I think if you know Sir's Razor Dance, it will be the what trophy? That's the one. Super Rugby trophy, yeah, where he won it here on Ellis Park the other day. So, no, they've got too much class all around, too good a coaching system, and too good a structures in New Zealand not to get it right somewhere.
Just on that, just on that, Coach, what do you mean? What's different about the All Blacks this year? Other than coaches?
Yeah, I think it's not the settled thing. By that I'm not saying Jody Barrett is not settled and Woden Barrett is not settled and Perenara hasn't played many test caps and but it's not like I will go out there and I put my All Black team out. We could do that before we played England in the World Cup. And Rassie can go and he can put his All Black team there. Maybe partly because we're not so much involved in Super Rugby anymore and we don't know these players and see these players day in, day out. And we're just tracking them. We just, as we analyze them, see, oh, this guy's profile shows a lot of this. Or this guy's profile showed a lot of this. And, oh, this guy's dangerous. But then it still goes about the moment you switch off. What's his name? Mackenzie would do something. Paranara. I'm proud to say Paranara. Paranara. Let's call him Paranara. When he breaks, when he does a tap kick, it's with experience. He knows when to. I think he calms things around, calms things down, and then a pack of forwards, which. In the World Cup final, we find that it's tough to move around on the field, and they try to move us around. So, no, listen, we've played the last 10 times against them. One draw, 4 losses for them, and 5 wins for us. last 10 times and since we've played them. So, and it's been 2 points, 4 points, 1 point. That was before the 57th. But that was just 2 point, 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. So, no, it's going to be a really, really tight. People should come and watch.
Rassie, the lots aren't the only talking point. Obviously, Billy wasn't in the list of injured players you read out just now. Talk us through the selection of Lady.
Yeah, the guys who's not in the injured list is Steven Kitsoff, Jan Hendrik Wessels, Thomas de Tooy, Jaden Hendricks, Mani Lebok, Marcus Wollemaa Pimpi, Lucanio Am, Kenan Moody, and Willie Leroux. So, I think everybody knows Willie is somebody that I coached a long time. I think I coached him double the years I coached Jasper in my life. I coached him from Stormers days. You know, he's at that time in his career where he accepts what his role is in the team and how he transfers, not the energy. Looking at married couples, transfer energy. He helps the guys to understand how big the test match is. How are we going to handle this? How are you going to read that fly off? When do you have to cover what space? And even Apalele is like this. If Gaza comes in, he will be working closely with him. We had Pepsi when he came in to live almost with Sia. So there's certain players. Look, we want to get into his 100th game. He's at 94. And I think he can play another 2-year rugby. I don't think he'll make another World Cup. If he make another World Cup, you know, I think it will almost be like Leon McDonald. Was it McDonald that was pulled back? Who was the guy that was pulled back? Yeah, Stephen Donald. Stephen Donald. Might be something like that. But his role in the team now is really to help youngsters. And when he plays, to help us win.
Jasper, it's always been a tough period for you. Can you just talk us through how you dealt with the frustration and how you processed it?
Yeah, it was a bit frustrating, but I was fortunate enough to sort of stay in the environment and stay with the guys. So yeah, obviously it was 6 games that turned into 3.5 months, so it's been a long time. But no, I'm just really happy to be back and sort of up for selection and to be given the opportunity. I know the guys around me will do their jobs, and I just want to do mine to the best that I can.
Jasper, welcome back to welcome back to your press conference. I'll ask push to Rassie. Let's not just going back to even expert, and I don't want to hamper this point. Can I ask you gave some explanation about what the role of Willie Leroux is. I looked at even it's in 122 test matches. Why is science forcing you as leadership to consider him for this test match? Is there not a temptation to possibly give him a rest ahead of this test match? Or does Rassie Erasmus leadership believe he must be part of this test match coming?
No, I think if you look, he didn't play the previous test match, so he played off a bench, and then Salman got concussion. We would have rested him there, but Salman now got concussion. Ergie would have played in that game. Then Ergie pulled his calf. So when we went to Australia, we said, listen here, if we keep momentum, we're going to swap teams, and we're going to make 6-7 changes in the team, and all 33 must get some next year experience under them. Now, being top of the pool for a week, because 1 week in New Zealand can catch us up. So you kind of think, shit, let's get another one. Let's try and win another one and try and stretch the lead. Then there's 3 games left, which should make it easier to try and win the Rugby Championship. So this is not a game, I think, to be taken lightly. This is not a game where if from some of your best players are available, and look, if Evan isn't injury free, we won't strap him and inject him and stuff like that. Our policy, if you don't train on Monday, you can't be selected. He was selected, and then he said he can't train. And then we said, okay, we don't select you. And then he trained. And then we put him back into the team. Now, let's see how he gets through today. And if he gets through today, fantastic. Then he brings a hell of a lot to the team.
Rassie, you followed a particular selection policy 2 years ago when the All Blacks had 2 have the license to do the same thing this time
Do you mean licensed by?
You could make more changes 2 years ago. Do you have the same sort of license now?
Yes. I think definitely the relationship between the selectors in Saru and our board members and exco members, and I hope that the players understand it, is the moment we achieve something, it's 45 plus 20 management team and 9 or 10 injured guys who are wishing they can be here. We always celebrate for them as well. And then when we start training on Monday, it's back to reality. So our reality is, Kitsi, you bad luck not to play against the All Blacks. Jan Hendrik, Thomas de Toey. It's tough, pal. The guys ahead of you just nipped you, but Kitsi come back to full fitness. I mean, Jaden and Mani. Mani played in the World Cup semi-final. Mani, I want to say this, I forgot that. The players released for the Currie Cup is, for the franchises is Mani, Makazolo, Kane and Kitsi. Those four will be leaving us tomorrow, Wednesday, to play for their club sides, and then falling on Sunday again to train for us for the New Zealand Cape Town week. But there, Mani can start maybe again, and Andre can be at 12 because Andre is out now, and Damien can maybe have a rest, and Sasha can start off the bench. So we can start doing things like that only when it's going well. Because when it's not going well and people are upset and the emotions are high and I'm grumpy and they feel sorry for themselves, it takes us a day or two and then say, let's go the safe route for a week or two. That's the way it works.
Okay. Rassie.
Hey.
So you talk about the caliber of the test. Obviously, the All Blacks won victory and they kept you on the long. Was it then the temptation to perhaps shield Sasha from, was there a temptation to shield him from such a big test and maybe play somebody with the experience of Andre?
I think the only guy that I remember that wasn't shielded was maybe Gaffie de Toey. I played with him a test match and he was thrown in there in Dunedin now or somewhere in Auckland against the All Black team. I don't want to look them in the eyes even. As we walked out in the tunnel and he was thrown there at 10, him and David van Ooslet. And he was basically carried off and never played for the Springboks again. Sasha is not the same way of getting where he is. Sasha was marked in under 15 systems, under 16 systems. He played through the SA schools, if I'm right, Z. He was captain of the junior box. He played under 20 rugby at the highest level. He played SAA games. He was in the midweek games. He trained against the Springboks last year's end of year tour fully. Then he's playing his 8th cap now.
No, I think it's
6. He's 6th cap now. So we've been building up from Wales, Romania to Australia, up like that and up like that. To now take it away from him at this highest level will be stupid. Let him make some mistakes and learn and get better.
Sy op Twitter dat coach goeders verander. Nee, die All Blacks nou follow.
Yeah, probably a few beers in. No, it's just interesting for me. It's not mind games. Guys tweet stuff about their team, and you see it, and you might learn something there, and you might see this guy's not strapped. They say he's injured, or it's just like when I get the newspaper. I don't know if you guys are online still, but look, some of the guys are not online. It's now only online. Then you go and look there, what you can see, and you look at the photos, and you try and see what drill are they trying to do there. So it's really just nice to know what they're up to, when did they arrive, where do they stay. Because I see myself when I stayed in Munster and I come here for holiday or to play with Munster. How exciting it is for them, or they want to land in Joburg, they want to fly straight to Cape Town, but then they want to go to the Kruger and those kind of things. It's just nice to know how the other countries see, and some of the training stuff is interesting.
Rassie, just a word on the Karate Cup. You must be happy with these progress since the squad last year.
Yeah, we all looked at Don when Don mentioned his name, and we had this list. And I said, Don, who's your next prop injured? Because there was a lot of guys injured, a lot of props were injured. And he said, he's got this Gerard Steenkamp like. And I said, okay, now, he said, pick any last game of what he played. Pick any last game. I picked the last game, and all takes it out, but they scrum him. He's about this much shorter after the game. The guy so much, he's been scrummed. And then he said, no, take another game. And then, yes, he got him in, and he's just been a pleasure to work with. I think all of the guys are great friends with him. He doesn't talk a lot. He does his job. He's got skills. He's got power. He's always on time. He's fit. He understands the game. But he doesn't want to look like one of the most impressive guys. He just want to be one of the guys that's in the team, and you'll never see there's a Springbok loosehead walking around. He's down to earth.
Guys, let's take the last English question from Teresa, and then we'll switch over to Afrikaans. Rassie's having fun, so we may have to go over by 2 or 3 minutes.
Rassie, just talk us through what you've seen in Apelele Fassi, the season that he's had. I remember that he was part of the SA squad back in 2022, captain 2021, had string of injuries, lost 4, but he's bounced back significantly over the past year and a bit.
Yeah, for Apelele.
Yes, Apelele.
No, we're all waiting for Apelele to do it now. That's been the words all the whole week. Last week, do it now, man. It's now you. Go and show the people what you can do and why you're here. And, I haven't seen the things that you do. But unfortunately, with everything, there's first really hard grafting involved in a game before you get to do the beautiful things. So him getting his technique under the high ball right, not lifting that leg, he's got that out of the system. Him understanding the wings, organizing them, working with Willie a hell of a lot. He's getting the ropes of that. And small little defense swing from scrums and how does he control the line wing and line out and those kind of things. But and now I think it's his time to shine. It's not easy to shine against New Zealand. That's certainly where am I ready yet or not. So hopefully he flies.